Hey guys, this is Michael with Quiet Lawn. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season with your loved ones. I wanted to do a short little video on our plans for 2023, and I'm sure I'll have some videos coming up in the next few months on more specific details. But I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of the direction that we're heading and kind of what I have in mind with the future of Quiet Lawn. But my plans for 2023, based on how well we've done the last few years, is that we want to continue to expand, and we really want to put some fuel to the fire and start really growing Quiet Lawn. This year, we grew from, I think, 276,000 to somewhere between 425 and 450 this year, depending on if we get some of our receivables before the end of the year. So we grew about 60 or so percent over last year, which is good, solid growth. We're not doubling or tripling like some companies, but we're seeing good, steady, consistent growth each year. And I'll make a video, once we get the final numbers in January, of kind of our percentage of growth over year, which services comprise that total. But we had another good year. If we grew another 50-60% next year, that would put us in the $650,000 to $750,000 range, and that's kind of my tentative goal for next year. One of the big changes is that we want to add a second small location that's about 45 minutes from our current location. I don't know if I've talked about this in videos on our YouTube channel, but I've talked about it on several podcasts. But our goal with Quiet Lawn was never to have a single location. It was always to, have several locations, whether that's through some type of franchise model down the road or through corporately owned locations. So my goal for the last several years with our first location is to, refine our model and figure out how to do what we're doing better and better, and then copy and paste that model in different similar markets, starting out in the Southeast, but then expanding. One of the beauties of our model is that everything aside from the actual work, the actual service, is done remotely across the world by Ibrahim and our wonderful team over there. So those guys do all of the customer service, all of the estimating, all of our marketing, all of our graphic design, everything you can think of besides the actual work, those guys do. So, we can leverage that resource at every new location and use those guys. So that's kind of what our model is going to be, is just copying and pasting low overhead, simple locations in multiple markets, and have them doing between 400,000 and $1 million a year within 5 years. So that's our goal for growth. I'm not a big fan of having big centralized locations like you used to see in the past with larger companies. Because I think it's too difficult with the labor market, the changing labor market, to be able to hire people and have all those different layers of management and maintenance people and office people and all this complication that comes along with an operation like that. I'd much rather have 10 locations doing $500,000 a year than have one location doing $5 million a year, because it's a lot simpler. So that is the goal next year. Well, actually, it's not the goal. That's what we're doing, and we've already started marketing here and looking for space. So we're going to open a second little satellite location about 45 minutes from our current shop. The reason we're doing that is because we can support that second location while it grows. It might start out to where it's only 1 day a week of work, and we can send our guys down from our current location to service those properties until we get enough to justify some kind of shop space. As far as a shop space, I would look for something similar to what we have right now, just even paying somebody to rent a parking spot at their home or business that we can charge one of our vehicles, because there's no need for us to go rent an expensive shop space. We really just need a parking space and some electricity to start out. So that's the big goal. We want to get that location open up because we want to start figuring out the learning curve of opening different locations and everything that we're going to have to go through when we start to scale this thing up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 locations or more. So that's what we're going to start that process. Another thing is, and I basically had that this year, I'm not, I've talked about in my other videos, I'm not really involved in a lot of the operations of the business anyways. Ibrahim and those guys handle most of the things, and then our guys in the field, thanks to P4P, pretty much manage themselves. But I do want to have an operations manager for our location here. Somebody that's going to do the estimates, that's going to make sure the work gets done, that's going to do some maintenance and stuff around the shop, make sure we have the supplies we need, hire and fire employees. And so that would be the role for this person, but they're also going to be in production probably 2/3 of the time, so they might be doing that operations manager type stuff for a couple days a week. And then they're going to spend the other 3 days a week doing production, whether that be fertilizing, lawns, mowing, or doing any of our other services. So that's a big goal for me this year. I want to have an operations manager, and I want to structure their pay and their salary around revenue and profit and stuff like that. We are opening a new location about 45 minutes from us, but we are actually moving from our current shop location. If you've seen in our other videos, we currently rent behind someone's house that used to be a contractor, and he rents us all that space. And it's been great, and it's been very cheap, but unfortunately we're outgrowing it, and some of the infrastructure is not there that we need, like having multiple breakers and stuff like that, and better electric service to be able to charge our equipment. We're also running out of parking spaces. It's like musical chairs getting the employee vehicles in there and getting our vehicles out every day. So we've actually found a location that's almost right across the street, but actually on the highway and having highway frontage. So we found an empty lot. We're going to have to do some work to get it ready. It's about an acre lot. We're going to have to add gravel, add a fence, add some storage containers. There's already electric and water, which is our 2 requirements. So, and it's relatively inexpensive compared to buying shop space. So we're very excited about that. It'll give us room to grow for several years before we ever outgrow, if we ever outgrow that location. It's a very good price. It's not going to be obviously as cheap as what we had, but or some people that you see, but I think we'll still be well under $1,000 a month by the time we include all the additional costs of improvement and stuff like that. So we are excited about that. I'm excited about having road frontage and being able to have like a billboard on the road. I think that exposure is going to get us some more business and get us some more brand recognition. The downside to that is, I know we're going to have more risk of theft. We've been lucky to have nothing stolen at this point in the last 6 years. But being right on the side of the highway, even with cameras and a fence and a security system and good lighting, I'm sure, people are going to test that at some point. So that's basically our goals. We're just going to continue to grow and improve. That's what we've done every year. We're making some adjustments with our services. We're seeing what worked, what didn't. Making adjustments with our contracts, making adjustments on how we, the things we're able to offer our employees and how we take care of our employees and how we build culture, and just trying to improve in all of those different areas. But that's our basic gist of where we're heading in the next year and kind of my plans. Like I said, I'll go more specific in future videos, but I'd like to hear your comments below about what you plan on doing for your business this year and kind of where you're headed. I wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I look forward to hearing from you all in the new year. Thank you.